Loser pick, so that means that Joe and Kyera came to a discussion and picked this map. It'll be interesting to see what their strategies entail. Now, with Zerg being this close to Protoss, we'll see if creep tumors ruin any type of building structure that's going to be going down from Joe. They are very good players, and I'm sure they play together a lot. So we'll see what exactly happens. Jarek starting the wall off here in the front of this base. And it'll be interesting to see if Croder, invades his opponent's base with creep. That's the big deal on this on 2v2s here. As we see Jarek throwing down the barracks in the front of his ramp, and Joe throwing down a gateway in front of his ramp. So it looks like we got a conventional wall off starting between these players. And go ahead and say something, Tori. I got to take this business call.
I don't know what to say. Except we see a bit of walling off. It's quite common in 2v2 to wall off the common pathway.
All right, I'm back. Stupid
Thank
websites going down, being hacked and stuff. I'll take care of it later. Whatever. We've got Joe throwing down a cybernetics core in the front of the ramp. So we do have a full wall off here from Joe, as well as a full wall off from Jarek's. The difference is Jarek's has a supply depot, and that can go underground, as Joe is not able to do that. And we see, some drones being taken out finally, and that, because there was a scout in Joe and Kyera's base. And Joe and Kyera are fighting for Denmark. Over here, Croder and Jarek's are fighting for Czech Republic. Let us know in the chat who you guys are rooting for, whether it be Czech Republic overall, whether it be Denmark overall, whether it be these individual players, or if you're from any hometown in Denmark, give us a shout out in the chat. No, we'll go ahead and give you a shout out on the air. These will be voted. And we've got some Denmark fans. A lot of people here for Denmark. No Czech Republic today, but we'll see if more people show up and provide support for the Czech Republicans. As we see a roach warren going down for Croder right now, this full wall off here, and we do see Kyera going in with a little bit of a poke and a little bit of scouting going down from Joe. Maybe a back end proxy pylon or forward pylon for some warping. We do see the first units out for Joe are going to be the Stalker and the Zealot. And this, and we see nothing else coming from Joe so far. Actually, you know what? 3 more gateways, so we're going to see a 4-gate push coming in. That means early aggression, as Croder gets a little bit of lag there. Croder does have these roaches, as well as we see Lair Tech coming down from Kyera right now, and a Baneling Nest also for Kyera. Speedling research on the way. Zerglings going down after a little bit of a poke. Jarek's, has these 2 barracks, one of them with a reactor core, one of them, or 2 of them actually, with tech labs, as there are the 3 barracks there. Nothing else from Jarek's right now. Supply depots and 3 barracks opener. Joe is throwing out a Twilight Council. We could see some Blink Stalkers or even some early charge lots. I'm sure we'll see some interesting plays coming forth, as Kyera has finished up this layer tech and is now upgrading for fast-rolling Banelings. We see Kyera moving in with this Overseer right now, doing a little bit of scouting, is going to be able to see this infestation pit, hinting towards a little bit of higher tech here, as Kyera will lose that. It will not food cap him. And we see units going through this partial wall off from Joe, as Joe sends out some Stalkers. And it looks like we will see nothing coming from this Twilight Council as of yet. Joe throwing down the pylons all over the map here. This one being taken care of by 4 Marauders, as these Stalkers try to move forth. And looking at the income, we do see that everyone, Joe and Kyera are sitting in the plus compared to their opponents with harvesters or workers, if you will. sitting on 23. Right, 23 probes is Joe, sitting on 26. Drones right now is Kyera, and over here Crowder is sitting on 19, and his opponent, his teammate Jerix is sitting on 21. A little bit more difficult to cast a 2v2, but I'm happy to do it. Being sick, I'm a little all over the place.
You're doing a good job.
Thanks, man. I needed that. As we see Jerix pushing forward with some bio forces, we see Jerix with the Marines, Marauders, Roaches with Crowder. Crowder does not have a hive yet and is not doing anything else. He does have the infestation pit down. There is a ninja expansion going down by Kyera right now, as Crowder pushes forward, and actually pushes forward faster than the Marauders and Marines. So those Roaches will do some damage to Joe's Stalkers, and Joe will have to move out. These Banelings and Zerglings will move away and be chased by these Roaches only until they get to the plateau. Now they're not being chased at all. Crowder could have done a little bit better job there, maybe taking out that proxy pylon. Anyways, Infestor's out for Kyera right now. Banelings being morphed as well. Fungal growth and Banelings speed is such a great combination. We'll see if it's used well here. As we see these buildings going down quite fast. Big force, Jerix and Crowder. Wow, great play so far. Storm going down. We do have some Storm from the Templars, as some Banelings come in to try to do some damage to those Marines, but most of the Marines survive. And could this be GG from Joe and Kyera? Nope, it doesn't look like it. They will be able to defend it successfully and maybe even do a little bit of a push. A little bit of a miscall on my part. My bad, guys. We do see that there is Caldarian Amulet now being researched from Joe. So Joe's, Joe's Infestors, Joe's Templars will be able to storm right when they get warped onto the field. And it looks like Joe is going to go ahead and push forward as these Roaches by Crowder stand idly by and wait. And Infestors are out right now by Crowder as well. Still Marines and Marauders in the mix for Jerix. Jerix does have a Ghost Academy for the, to get Ghosts to take care, EMP and take care of the Protoss. And we do see Joe throwing down another expansion, just as this expansion did get finished up by Kyera, and Kyera is successfully mining from it. We see more Banelings coming out right now, as well as Zerglings. And now, if we look at the resources, we are seeing that that Kyera and Joe are sitting in the plus on their economies anyway. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's a little hard to say on this one. Anyways, fungal growth going down. We do see some Roaches and Marines coming in. Storm. This Storm is going to do a lot of damage to those bio forces. Just as fungal growth goes down, these Banelings get in range, take out the Marines. Only Roaches and Infestors left, as well as a few Marauders and Marines. Sorry about that. As Joe has morphed an Archon. That Archon does go down. More units coming out from Joe and Kyera, trying to do more and more damage. Crowder throwing down an infested Terran. Uh-oh! A little bit of scouting by Jerix. He was able to see Kyera's northernmost expansion. So both these expansions are known to their opponents, and it looks like they're going to try to do this little one-base push. An expansion is now going down by Crowder right now, which is being attacked by this one Zergling, which will go down in no time. Man, that was a pretty great play there from Joe and Kyera, as they did defend that quite well. We'll see what they're going to be able to do here as they go in. Looking at the upgrades, we do see that Stim Pack and Concussive Shells is done for the Marauders as well as for the Marines. They do have Combat Shield and Stim Pack, of course, sitting on 0 upgrades overall on the main board. We see Roaches sitting at 0-0. I don't even think these Roaches have speed yet. They do have speed, my bad. Kroner does have speed out for those Roaches. Looks like High Templars taking positions, as well as Joe and Kyera getting ready to do some type of push here. A little bit of units pushing in. Storm going down right now. health bars so you guys can accurately see what the storm is doing. Takes out a lot of those units in that are all clumped up there. The more you blob, the more will die when a storm goes down, as this Archon tries to come out, and the shield does get taken out quite fast on that Archon. And it looks like Joe and Kyera will have to pull back into their base. We do see another expansion by Jerix, as well as a factory finished up with a reactor core being built on top of it, with Jerix flying his Stargate or starport right over there. We could see a high yield on the way from Jerix. If we do see this high yield, I will get my shot ready. Let's see if they're going to be able to defend against this as fungal growth goes down. Infested Terran on their way out. These Infested Marine will be able to clean up these roaches pretty well, as well as those Zerglings. So it looks like Jerix will move his command center back and not lay down that high yield. So we won't have a gold standard as of yet. But I'm looking forward to one. I will get ready with my shot glass. Monday night, great night for StarCraft, wouldn't you say, Torre?
Monday night StarCraft. We're gonna replace Monday Night Football
with Monday night StarCraft, non-stop. Oh my fucking god, StarCraft action! And yes, I cursed on the air. That's how much I mean it, guys. I am sick, and the filter in my brain is not working out too well for me right now. As we see Jerix being contested here by one Zealot and some Lings in this expansion area, finally lays down his command center. We see a forward pylon coming down from Joe right now. Let's take a look at what Joe has in his base. Joe has the Templar Archives, of course, and Templars have all of the abilities researched. Charge Lots is on the way. Looks like 3 gateways, 5 gateways anyway. And looking at Kyera, he's got 1 and 2 hatcheries. And he also has the Roach Warren along with the Spire on the way. Here comes a confrontation right now in the middle of the map. Some storm going down, and it looks like Joe and Kyera are sitting in pretty good positions here as they continue to defend against any type of aggression these Marauders and Marines can do. Storm going down on all of these units, taking care of all of those bioforces. Now Joe morphing in some Archons. We do see these probes moving across the map now. I'm not sure where they are coming from. Joe has finished up. Oh, they are coming from this expansion area. Looks like a little bit of long-distance mining before that got finished up. Joe has finished this expansion just as he pushes in and sees this planetary fortress down here by Jerix. We do see an expansion here and an expansion here. Jerix is overwhelming this mineral line here, it looks like, as Jerix is sitting on currently only 30 SCVs compared to the 60 probes that Joe has and the 49 drones that Kyera has. Croder has 30 drones as well. So economy boost in Joe and Kyera's area as Joe tries to push forward, do a little bit of damage here. Looks like he's not going to do too much as he has to move his units back. And it looks like we've got some people rooting for Czech now. We've got some people rooting for Czech in the chat. If you are rooting for Czech, please join the chat. Let us know who you're rooting for. Denmark or Czech. We do have Joe and Kyera for Denmark, and Croder, as well as Jerix here for Czech Republic. And let's see, we got a little bit of push in the middle as a high yield does get put down for Kyera. And it looks like they will be able to defend against this just fine. So with this high yield being placed down and finished successfully, GG is called. A gold standard comes into play. GG gets thrown down. We see that Denmark takes the win for this one. We're going into a third game, Torre.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and take my shot. And you know what, guys? Who cares? I'm turning my camera on. You guys can join a shot with